like copy of Aleister Crowley's journal tucked in amongst all of it all too.
Welcome back, everybody. We are we are back. Sorry about that, everyone. We were just getting to the yes, a very significant journal is included in the stack of books. But getting back to Shriek and Dorian.
Dorian.
Dorian, much like any other venture, does have that degree of poise and sort of sophistication, and maybe even there's a bit of sort of nobility that comes with having earned your way through from rags to riches. But he is being sincere, from what you can tell.
Smart move. Buy off the mouthy one first. Could work. Shriek kind of thinks to himself for a moment. There's a bit of hesitation when he ends up taking the keys, as he just kind of looks over it. And kind of just looks it over. Walks around it, and he's just studying it. Studying this Hellcat. Because whether it's going to blow up on him, whether he doesn't know anything in that regard. And perhaps trying to end up maintaining some degree of composure before slipping into the driver's seat and starting her up. I imagine she purrs like a kitten, and he's kind of just reclines or sets the seat, and he just sits in it for a minute. And then it's almost like that straight to business look just melts off his face for a moment, eyes closed, as he maybe goes off into some place in his head. Something a lot more calm. Something to before, well, what happened. Before turning off the ignition, pocketing the keys, and exiting out, he looks out.
What color is it, Dorian, by the way?
It is lime green and black.
Lime green and black. Okay. With racing stripes?
Mm-hmm. And the Hellcat markings.
Okay. It's very sleek, very much looks like like you would think a modern take on a muscle car, with the round headlights, the sort of rounded edges, the sort of, and the seats are just comfortable, and it's truly remarkable that the sort of detail to being able to keep the seats intact, the measures that he went to for that, just so that it would last longer. You notice that nothing really crawled away from your person.
He tries to not show his face for a moment, as Topsy kind of wipes the corner of his eyes. His small amount of a red stain comes about. Takes breath, forced. Not that he needs to breathe, but as though he's trying to enact some kind of calming measure. It's very weird, the sensation of actively using your own lung cavities, especially after all of your internal organs have already atrophied. Thank you, Mr. Resner. Still, I need to... I think I need to end up looking into our new Primogen. Make sure everything is up in order. After all, there's so much that can go horribly wrong in a domain like this. It's a perpetual powder keg, really.
Yes.
But
I'm glad you like it, though. Everybody deserves nice things.
I do. I really do, Mr. Resner. What about the pay? You know what? He's a venturer. Yeah, he's already dealt with the paperwork thing. Okay. All right. I need to figure out what the heck you guys need for the night. But if you guys need me for anything, I'm at your disposal, of course. Anything for the sanctity of the domain, yada, yada, yada. And his eyes just keep going back to the Hellcat.
It's beautiful.
Enjoy her. Or him. You get to choose. They're yours. And he'll just smile and he'll walk back towards the gazebo.
Yeah, Shriek's not leaving the Hellcat for a little while.
My precious.
Yeah.
Just kind of tracing a finger along the line between the lime and the black.
I wouldn't doubt it. I legitimately would not doubt it.
Circles the car a couple of times. Yeah, he's going to be there for a bit.
I set this up with coffee session 1 and ordered it. I had to wait for it to come in.
Mm-hmm. Just to get a peek into Shriek's mind, just for a brief moment, what are you thinking about when you look at this fabulous piece of horsepower? It brought a tear to your eye.
Everywhere I go, everything I touch, everything I'm around, just falls to pieces. I'm replacing furniture with stuff that's left on the road because no one else wants it, and I can't even afford to replace it. Wherever I go just gets infested. Termites, bed bugs, cockroaches. Whatever I end up doing, whoever I interact with, it all does the same thing. I disgust people. And I understand why. Really, I do. You think I like waking up and realize that I have maggots in my hair? You know, they don't just spawn out of me. They find me. They start coming out of the woodwork, literally, and just wreck everything. And almost all of my time, it's just trying to manage that. That's all it is. And every single time, if I look at something, right, I see a new set of clothes I want to wear, and I gotta remind myself that in 2 days, that'll be at best a fucking dish rag. The whole fishnet thing, that didn't even start as a fashion sense. That was a thing that is, hey, at least it lasted more than a week. I can't be around a location. I mean, we're already seeing it inside of Alex's store. Use that as a meeting place. Even this gazebo, I'm sure he's going to be eaten by termites if I stay around here too long. And if I keep coming back, it's just going to get worse and worse. That's what I do. That's what I am. Camarilla's supposed to be the power, right? You're supposed to be able to find the little things that make gun life worth living. Supposed to pretend to be amongst the mortals. And if I was any other clan, I might be able to do that. Mr. Resner gets the idea, at the very least, of how to live on life well. That's why I like the Primogen thing. Yeah, it was Primogen of a shithole, but at least it was mine, and it was something that I could do something about. Not just have happen to me. Because no matter what the hell I do, I will always be this rotting thing. This? The bugs won't eat metal. The lining is built to stop it from falling apart. I don't really have anything to call my own. Not anything that's gonna last more than a little while. I sleep on a mattress that is infested. I hide myself in a basement apartment that's fumigated almost every month because of it. Place that's been mostly abandoned, left in here vacant. Because I live in the basement. And Alex gets her shop and her employees. Hell, even Winter's there ends up getting the freedom of the road. I get my legs. And I can't even do what other Nosferatu do, you know? Stay in a commune in the sewer. At least, you know, misery loves company. I don't even get that. Shriek doesn't get his. I don't get the respect. I don't get the wealth. I don't get the influence. I'm a glorified gopher in this world. And that's all I am. That's all I am. To any of them. So I'll play it up. This? Behind the wheel? Something to call my own. That's not something I even wanted to consider. Because I don't get the cute boy. I don't get the nice ride. I don't get the nice home. I don't get any of it. I get the trash. I get to be the little thing that breaks into people's houses. I get to be alone. And that's all I get. And I don't get even the right to complain about it. Just shut up and take it. This means something a lot more than 4 wheels and 8 cylinders. I don't know how I can even start to explain that to somebody. Because they really wouldn't understand it. they would never really understand living for years where everything you hold on to crumbles as fast as you can touch it. And not even being able to scream at the moon to end up letting it out. You're alone in your misery. And they sit at the gazebo talking about the future of this city, what their plans are. They're everything I can't have.
As Shriek is kind of circling this lime and black vehicle sort of several times as you're watching him, what are the rest of you talking about?
Alex is explaining the attachments of kindred kind to the Bible and just how important Christianity actually is, the histories and the laws behind kindred kind.
And Aaron is reacting precisely how you expect him to. What the hell you mean? What are you talking about?
Volume, please, Aaron.
Alright. It's just... What's that make the commandments then? Is it... Don't kill, don't do this, don't do that, but then we're out here sucking blood. Oh my god.
The theory is that we are the downcast, the ones that have lost the love of God. We are cursed.
We're cursed. For real. Like, actually cursed. What happens to us when we die, then? We turn to a bunch of ashes and dust.
That's the question, isn't it? Cannot be forgiven. And so when we go, that's it. Well, that's the theory anyway.
God damn. Atheists were right.
But supposedly that's just for us.
Are there really ghosts?
Yes.
Well,
Ghosts are very real.
I ain't never seen one. I guess that's gonna be a new little adventure then.
Some clans have the ability to be able to see, while others do not. You see, every line has its own set of ability. Things that we're known for.
Must not have been. Given that, If we're cursed, why we got all these little superpowers?
Part of the curse. Part of the
Part of-
blood.
Part of the curse to be superpowered. All right.
There's a trade-off.
God hates us, but at least he gonna be nice enough to give us a little treat.
It might not be God that gave us the truth.
It's starting to turn your head in knots, Aaron.
It really is. Getting all kinds of tingly feelings.
Do you know
Like
the
that.
story of Cain and Abel?
I do.
How well?
I mean, was there much to tell? Brother kills his own. God punishes him, sends him off to walk the earth forever. You see the gears just suddenly click and start turning. Wait a damn minute.
Sends him off to wander the world. Penance for his crime. For killing his brother.
Well, that's if that's the case, then does that mean and who does that make Cain the first one?
Some believe so, yes.
Some.
There are lines that believe that Lilith may have been the first. It gets awfully complicated.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. You lose me a bit on this one tonight. Let's maybe let's start from where I'm at. Work our way up.
Very well. Where are you at?
Right here. You mentioned there might be ghosts. Some folks can see them, some folks can't.
That's correct.
I've been hunting a lot of critters in my whole entire life, my living life. I'll be honest, there are some things I have seen. Ghosts is not one of them.
It's not
Although
surprise me.
Although your daddy was said to have performed a couple exorcisms in his time.
Yeah, but I thought he was just bullshitting me. Old man never went to church in his life. The only time he ever drank any sort of wine wasn't from the communion, that's for damn sure.
Maybe that was before he got into the business.
Oh, well, alright. How about this? Most of what I did fell on some sense of superstition. I'm starting to realize that some of it might have some truth to it. Most of it, probably not.
Okay.
The werewolves, you want to ask about werewolves?
They're real. Terrifying. If you ever come across one, well, you're done.
I came across two and I killed them both.
Well done.
Provided silver does work. Silver works pretty well. I don't think it's going to work on most dead things. All things considered.
Works on some of us.
Some.
No, the blood manifests in strange way. Some people have adverse reactions to certain iconography, whereas others don't.
That's an odd one. So you're saying there's some bloodsuckers who can't touch the Bible like this, and he's waving it around, holding it up, flips it.
Crosses. Grains of rice on the ground, crossing water. Some unfortunate souls have the souls. Some have the unfortunate thing that they bleed. Stigmata. Holes in the hands and feet.
Like Christ himself.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be honest, Miss Alexandra. If I was my pa was still around, he'd love to meet you.
If it was your pa, I wouldn't be having this conversation.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The only reason I'm willing to share this much is because of what you are.
It's okay to share a little bit about mythology, I guess, between our kind.
Well, education is important. And you are still young. Honestly, so am I.
Huh. Vince told me some of the basics. You know, essentially all I would need to get by and be useful when the purge happened, so. When it comes down to it, the rest was all just instinct and whatever kind of folklore I could strap together. What I saw with my own eyes.
Much of our history is left in the tongues of those of us that are older. Some of it has been hidden in various texts. Some of it has been left entirely verbal. Some of it has been hidden within various mythology. And discovering this knowledge is so difficult. She actually sounds very irritated as she says that. Much has been lost over many years. I plan to dig up as much as I possibly can. The good and the bad.
Yeah. If you want someone to be doing the digging for you, hand me a shovel.
Somehow I don't feel like you're the type that wants to sit for hours digging through dusty old tomes.
Oh, no, I'm not exactly a patient man. Sorry about that.
That's where most of it falls in. Most of it is sifting through hundreds upon thousands of books, reading, understanding, and sifting through pieces of knowledge. But when you find that one piece, tiniest little fragment, makes it all so worth.
Seems like a passion for you.
It is. Finding real pieces of magic is what I live for. Metaphorically speaking.
Well, it's, fair enough. Actually, this might be a bit of an odd statement, but, maybe I'm getting a little hot on my heels here. I mentioned I tend to sleep in church.
Yes.
I happened to get it from my pa some time ago. It's inheritance. We tend to have a little history, as you know. With that history tends to be a couple buried secrets itself. I'm almost curious to know if maybe you might be able to find or know something about that place that I don't. Because I'm still finding things.
You've certainly got my interest.
Maybe I could show you. There's a couple little passageways in it that I happened to uncover over my past couple of nights, and you might be interested. Might be something there that you know that I don't.
Perhaps.
How about this? I told Mr. Resner that I'd do a job for him. So that's an immediate obligation for the night. But I can go ahead and give you the address here.
You would be comfortable giving me the address of your haven?
You have any plans to kill me anytime soon?
No.
Good. I hope I can keep it that way.
Very well. I shall certainly have a look.
And he is... he's going to carve the address in the stick that he has been fiddling with for like the past 30 minutes or so before. it's the most obnoxiously sad attempt at a little wolf head of a carving. He puts it in Alex's hands, and then he's carved the address just down on the bottom.
You know, keep working at it, you'll get it.
I'll come up with something soon.
I will take these books with me, and I will leave them at your haven for you to peruse.
It's mighty appreciated. Can I do anything in return for you?
Knowledge for knowledge. As it is, you're allowing me to peruse your haven. And that's at least worth what is in these books.
Very well. Well, I better not keep Mr. Resner here waiting too much longer.
Have fun. Don't get dead.
Yeah, I'm not the one who needs to be worrying about that.
Oh.
Nah. Neither is Mr. Resner. I'm just... We'll keep it under wraps.
Try not to piss off any kindred.
I'll keep that in mind. And he's going to look at Dorian at that point, stand up and kind of, well, wasn't really not standing, but he's going to stop leaning off of the railing of the gazebo and walk down off it, brushing himself off a bit. Ready when you are, Mr. Resner.
Excellent. This should be a fun night. Do you two have anything you need of me before we go out? I look at Shriek and Alex.
You know what? I am perfectly set for the evening. And she, like, holds up that little carved head.
Shriek, have you come back to join them after having spent a moment at the car?
Yes, absolutely.
And Dorian's asking just as you're walking up if there's anything that you need.
Is there anything I can do for you tonight, Shriek? Is there any need
No,
anything you have need?
I think we've done quite enough.
Okay. Well, you know how to get in contact with me if either of you need anything. We'll go take care of business.
Of course, Mr. Resner.
You two have a wonderful evening. And I'll follow Mr. Winters to his truck because I'm without my car at the moment.
I don't think he would let you take your own vehicle with him in it anyways.
Nope.
All right.
I will be right back. Do something without me for a second.
All right. Well, Alex, what are you up to for the rest of the night? You're heading over to Erin's haven?
Secrets.
Shriek, you do notice that she looks really giddy right now. She looks absolutely enthusiastic about something.
Okay, what's going on here?
As Erin and Dorian have left.
Aaron just gave me the address to his haven.
Why would you do something that stupid?
Because it is full of secrets.
How do you know that?
Because he told me.
Shriek, he is either the dumbest kindred or the smartest kindred that you have ever met, and you're not sure which one it is.
Yeah, I don't like the idea that I'm potentially being played. At all.
I want to know everything there is to know about that thing.
Okay. Shriek's just like trying to end up processing what was just happened. So
She just looks so excited.
you want to go to his haven to figure out exactly what it is that's going on there. That part I get. Sorry, processing. You just... No. All right, so are we going there now? Is that what's going on here?
I mean, if you would like to join me.
Curiosity.
Where
Shriek.
is it?
That little need for knowledge, that little gremlin inside of you just wants to know. Shriek.
I do. I do want to know. I'm just not wanting to leave evidence behind. So, where are we? All right. All right. So, when do we go off?
Now? Unless you have something else you need to.
I can make some time. Let's go, Sweetums.
Whatever it was, it can wait.
Alex just gathers up all the books and she's. This is the sort of thing that she can always see eye to eye with Shriek on.
Shriek is in a unique position now. Do you take your vehicle or hers?
Well, I'm taking my vehicle. I'm not leaving this here. Are you kidding me?
Are you taking separate vehicles then? Or are you going
Yes.
together? Okay.
Yeah.
Driving together. Driving together in separate vehicles. Okay. Well, Aaron and Dorian are off to do what exactly, Mr. Resner?
First, which we don't probably need a scene for, he's going to take him by his tailor and get him fitted for a suit really quick.
Ooh, nice. Very
Then
nice.
we were going to head to a certain church.
A certain church? Which church would that be?
Charity and then. Well, actually, we probably hit the junkyard and then the church.
Okay. Junkyard, then the church. Well, let's
Which those are just business transactions, so.
Okay. Ooh. Sorry, an anonymous gifter just gifted a sub to Zulu Foxtrot.
Ooh.
Normally don't react to chat, but there we are. Much appreciated. So, I think what we're going to do is we're going to follow the goings-on of Alex and Shriek, because that will probably take place before Dorian and Aaron get to the next destination that will have an interaction with other people that doesn't require just a transaction. The tailor itself would take a couple hours to get measurements, as this person is on your personal payroll. This person designs just about everything that you wear, and it does a pretty good job of fitting things to your shape and size. And so when you take Aaron over, immediately this person wants to tailor everything that Aaron is wearing at the moment, even because all of it just doesn't fit right. It's all a bad fit. It all needs tailoring. It all needs adjustments here and there. But he will restrain himself and just take the measurements to be able to make a pattern for a suit.
You hear Taylor probably closes the curtain. You hear behind it just like all of this. Hey, whoa, yeah, don't touch that! Behind it, just like yelling desperate pleas.
All right. In the meantime, Alex and Shriek will be heading over to a lovely little church that actually I did not make the scene for, so we're just gonna wing it. And when you do get there, it's pretty secluded. Nobody, the lights, if there are any, are off. The place looks to be about as abandoned as you would expect. And getting into the primary level is it's not all that difficult. It's got a kind of rudimentary lock that Shriek, you have picked locks very much like this in your time. That it's not terribly difficult to get through. You got the sort of standard features of a Protestant church. It's rather simple in decor. It's anything that was of value has been taken out. Windows are also covered over with like planks of like plywood and things like that, because it looks like some of the glass has been either removed or shattered out or something like that. It's drafty as all hell, which is kind of to be expected of something that's kind of on the outskirts and not really used anymore. Which is a little strange, given the neighborhood. Because it's in the Arlington domain, but rarely does anything go abandoned in this portion of town. So, it's a bit...
I should know. They're mostly trying to end up finding New Haven locations.
It's a bit of an eyesore. It's something that you probably would pick up in a desperate measure, but certainly wouldn't have been on anybody else's radar. It's a fixer-upper even for a vampire haven.
Alex kind of reaches over into her glove box, pulls out a flash. Kind of climbing out of a car after she's like parked it around behind in a more hidden location.
Mm-hmm. You see that there's kind of the main building of the church and maybe a little bit of a a secondary sort of building that's attached that would be used possibly for other things like if the church was having a food night one night, because some of them tend to do that.
Knowing Aaron's little difficulty, she's not expecting there to be any light or even probably electricity running into this. Which means everything hidden is going to be either magical in nature or mechanical.
It's a safe assumption. So, you two have kind of gathered outside of the door that you've been led to, kind of unlocking the lock, and kind of squeaks open a little bit, trying not to make a whole lot of noise, so that you don't get the attention of anyone.
Eerie. As she steps inside, she turns on the flashlight, and I'm also going to channel the blood to her eye, activating Osmo.
I'll be activating heightened senses.
So sense the unseen for Alex.
Sense the unseen for Alex? Okay, go ahead and make a sense the unseen roll. And Shriek, if you would like, you can make a heightened senses wits awareness.
You got it.
Do with
Two successes.
Okay. You push the door open a little bit. And you're being extremely vigilant there, Shriek. Something that you probably do expect in breaking into any vampire abode is that there might be traps, and while it might be simplistic in nature, you do see a wire that goes across the door, that looks like it could be, set repeatedly. But you,
I would like to disable that if at all possible.
okay.
As a note, Coffee.
Mhm.
I think Aaron would have probably actually already disabled it
Oh,
for the
disarmed it?
night.
Okay.
Yeah, disarmed it for the night.
Okay, because he had the intention of sharing that. Okay.
Most likely, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Most likely, then make it a higher low.
We'll go with that. We'll go with the high.
Okay. Then we'll just do that.
Is it a low?
Yeah, it's a low.
Your dice, dude. No, he did disarm them. Fuck
Okay.
you. He did disarm them.
Okay.
Yeah, but what about the bear trap?
The bear traps are near the windows.
Find those later.
Okay, so the door, the wire for the door is disabled, of course, but you do look in, Shriek, and you do, with your heightened senses, do have a bit of a visual in the dark to the other sundry, maybe traps of a physical nature, like bear traps, like different things like that that you can see and are pretty obvious to the given eye. What you see, Alex, is something maybe a little different. You do sense a slight magical aura in the building.
As she steps up,
It kind of creates a
Gets
little bit
that
of a
sense.
haze all over the whole place.
she gets the biggest fucking grin over her face. Shriek would have never seen her grinning like this before. It's like her face is just lit right up.
Well, what's got you all moist?
There's magic here.
What'd you do? Sniff the bath salts?
Shriek, there's magic here.
Don't look like much.
Oh. She kind of carefully steps in and she slowly pans her torch around the entryway, just checking over the door frames and the handles, every minute detail, looking for anything that might indicate blood magic or occultism, anything at all.
Well, the first thing that you would probably notice is that while the rest of the place doesn't have much in the way of valuables, there are a lot in the way of crosses that you can see. Neither of you have issues with thresholds, do you?
Oh, she does. Whoops. Forgot about that.
You have been specifically invited, even though he is not here. So that's not gonna. It's not going to forbid you, but you're going to.
But he's also dead.
Oh well, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's a stipulation, but either way, it doesn't really hinder your progress getting into this primary door. You're and you're sensing that It's just a general sort of feeling in the room as of right now of a magical-ish nature. You can't exactly pinpoint it right now. You haven't found the source.
So she's going to sweep every single area with the utmost care.
Okay.
Checking every corner, every surface, every frame, every adornment to the walls.
Okay.
One by one. So carefully.
Then that is going to be a resolve and investigation. Shriek, do you have a dot to be able to assist?
I certainly do.
Okay. Unless you're doing something else.
No, I am willing to help with this. That is what I am here.
You are help. All right. So you get the +1 from Shriek.
Oh no, I'm willpowering that. Fuck that.
Or you could succeed at a cost.
What's the cost?
Let's see. Let's see. You will take 1 point of aggravated health damage. But you will find something.
Fuck it, I'll take it.
Okay. So you sweep the whole sort of sanctuary top floor. It's high ceilings and everything seem to be pretty standard fare, and there are a lot of crosses and things of that sort put kind of hanging or nailed to or anything like that of mundane materials like wood and anything that you might find at the thrift shop sort of thing. Anything particularly magical about them. It might ward off those who would otherwise have an aversion to holy symbols. But you are not such a creature. Neither is Shriek. You find the entryway to the basement. Possibly the truer haven portion of this particular church. You open the door to it. Seems to be bog standard, sort of a cellar door. You crawl down into the basement space, which seems to have the standard affair. Pipes for hot water furnace, for different things. Shelves built into the wall for an array of different things as well. But the one thing that you find interesting out of all of this is that there is a hidden door. Kind of more like a crawl space kind of a door. And you go to touch it. And immediately it feels like your hand is on fire. Charred all the way up your forearm as you go to touch it. But that's as far as it goes.
She lets out a yell of pain, but then her eyes are lit up. And immediately she goes straight back to the door and she is looking this over. She is looking for any indication of wards.
Don't touch it! Shriek is trying to end up finding everything you can to end up, like, putting out her arm at this point. Trying to hope that the flames don't end up consuming her at this juncture. But he ends up looking,
It was more like an instant flash and it was out.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Which means
your panic
got
is
the
definitely
pain on and
warranted.
went straight back to it. She
your
felt it and went.
panic is warranted, though.
Yeah.
But
no,
thankfully it
no.
doesn't ignite her completely.
Okay, this is 18 degrees of screwed up.
And ever so faintly, in the frame of this crawl space sort of door, ever so faintly you see etchings. Normally, they would be missed because it looks like sanded down wood texture. But you know what you're looking for.
Do I recognize these symbols at all?
Intelligence occult. Because you're very familiar with blood magic for sure, but this might not fall in that range.
Because out of character, I'm thinking that this might be a ward against K9.
Make the roll.
I do have a blood magic special.
It would not apply in this case.
Okay. So what? Sorry, what was it? Occult and
Intelligence. Ooh, that's a
hell yeah!
That's a toasty number. That's 5. Yeah, that's toasty. You know the lineage of Tremere. The story behind how the Tremere got their power. By stealing it from a mage. And from what you know, mages are said to still exist in the world. You've never really met one. You've never encountered their magic before. But there are stories from your sire and grandsires and even before them that the rare encounter has happened. This is one such case. This is not blood magic, but it is a ward against K-Knights. You know that for certain. It functions similarly to how you would think the Tremere do similar. Not that you know that spell yourself.
No, not yet. It's something that she has read about, but is not yet capable of creating herself. And just seeing these little etchings in this surface makes her brain itch.
Okay. This is getting strange.
She looks around and she's like, I need. She goes looking for a paper and a pencil or a pen or something.
There's very little of that lying around, really. Unless you want to take one from one of the books that you brought.
She takes one of the unnecessary pages from the front of the Bible she brought with her. One of those little cover pages that really doesn't have any actual information on it. And she just starts copying down these etchings as best as she can. And noting down the effects that this ward has had on her, where she found it, what it did, how it felt. Methodically noting down every little piece. And she looks at her hand in absolute fascination. This is amazing. Shriek, this is amazing.
Yeah,
This is a sorcerer's spell. Not a Tremere sorcerer's spell. A human sorcerer's spell.
Honey, I think you're losing me. Or you're losing it. I'm not sure which. Still making a decision. You sure you weren't diagnosed Malkavian?
The Tremere didn't just have magic on their own. We originally stole it. Tremere was originally a mage before he became a kindred. And that magic flowed into our blood, and it changed us, and it made us able to make blood magic. This gestures this wonderful discovery in front of her. This is what our magic was before we became kindred. Oh, this is incredible.
Okay, so pardon while I ask the obvious. What is it doing here? And more importantly, what's behind that door?
I don't know, but I want to know. Oh, I so want to know. But I can't touch it. I wouldn't recommend you touch it either. It's a ward against K-Knight, as far as I can gather. She looks around for something that she can maybe pry it open without coming into direct contact with.
There might be a tool here or there.
excitement.
Easy enough to find. It's a basement. You can find a tool here and there. In fact, in searching for a tool, you stumble across a cache of weapons. Weapons that are meant to destroy kindred.
Well, that's not unnerving at all.
Well, here's a Winters. Here's a Winters.
I'm trying not to remind myself that, really. Just in case he decides to end up going feral or suddenly gets the idea that maybe he really can keep up the old family tradition.
If he's a Winters, I wonder if they've lost some knowledge too. It's not keeping magical knowledge secret and safe. Any knowledge secret and safe is not only a Tremere specialty, something that we inherited from our human counterpart.
Why do I have the feeling I'm about to get in trouble for knowing something?
What if the Winters line had to do with sorcery? Mages. And simply forgot about it.
I don't know. It's a pretty big forget.
Our blood thins. I wonder, does a mage's blood thin? Do their powers wane over time?
I, honey, am not the person to be asking about hoodoo voodoo outside of the bed sheets.
I have so many questions.
Well,
She picks up this tool, I'm assuming something like a crowbar or something hefty that she can shove into that space and pry it open with.
Make me a strength athletics.
It's gonna fail.
Shriek can help if he has athletics.
Freak most certainly has a dot of athletics.
Is he helping? Do you even want to get that close?
Begrudgingly.
Begrudgingly.
Yeah, that door is of a modicum of concern, shall we politely say.
Oof.
It does not budge a single bit. Even trying to get it wedged to be able to pry it open. No, it's pretty well sealed.
Is there... Can I maybe potentially figure out a way to deactivate this ward?
From the knowledge that you have about blood sorcery of a similar caliber, it would take someone very powerful to dispel a blood magic spell like this. A human spell, though? If it's of a similar caliber, it might take a mage. But that's speculation. If a K-Knight can dispel it at all, they'd have to come into direct contact with it.
Okay. So, tell you what. He goes over and grabs said crowbar, and Shriek's gonna make an attempt.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I cannot assist because I do not have a dot.
He's gonna rouse the blood.
Okay.
No.
Shriek, you feel like you could try this all night, even given the sort of strength of your own blood mixed with the fact that you have prowess kind of in your bloodline as a Nosferatu. This isn't going to budge.
You know, doesn't it just figure? Every time I end up getting a pickle jar lid stuck, there's never a man around when I need him. Or for other things.
Damn it.
Moxie's like, I will not break, I will not break, I will not break.
Alex just, her eyes are set on this damn hatch. And there's a sense of urgent frustration there. I need to know.
That itch is pretty strong in both of you.
How do we get this open?
Coffee, would you be able to explain, like, the area around the hatch, like the flooring and all that?
It's a typical basement. It's concrete floors, kind of mostly mostly wood paneled walls, but you get the sense that maybe there is some concrete behind that. And basements in general are pretty rare in Texas, given how shifty the sand, the topsoil can be. This has to be very solid to even be here in the first place. And so, like I mentioned before, there's piping and other things that would be typical fare for like washer and dryer unit, for hot water heater, for a furnace that's no longer here, for like a central furnace of some kind. You a lot of the things that you would see in a basement that would be tucked away. There are no light bulbs in any of the fixtures. They have either broken out or been removed entirely. And so it's relatively dark in here anyway. Aside from Alex's flashlight. But you do see a mattress where you assume that Aaron might sleep. It looks worn, though, like it's been used for many years beyond its lifespan.
Okay.
Sundry clothing kind of piled up in a pile. There are no basement windows or entries into this basement aside from getting into the church.
Now,
from what you can tell.
just to be clear, this hatch doesn't have like a obvious door handle or anything. It's more like a manhole cover, if I understand this correctly.
No, it's more like a crawl space cover where it's in the wall, not on the floor.
Okay. If that is the case,
Kind of similar to where you found the weapons. The weapons are also stashed in a very similar hole with a similar sort of crawl space door-ish to them. But the space themselves, especially with the weapons locker that you could see, is just extra concrete wall with a wooden sort of door on it.
So, let's think about this for a second. We're two relatively intelligent individuals who are incredibly well-read and don't end up spending hours upon hours in front of a computer screen doing absolutely nothing.
Fair.
So, hatch, ward, heavy lock, no apparent keyhole.
Sounds about right.
So that means it doesn't open from here.
Wedging a crowbar into the crack doesn't seem to get it to budge. At least not with both of your noodly arms.
So with that in mind, Shriek's going to start looking around for anything that might be like maybe a switch that is hidden as a brick or something that might be connected to it. You know, I mean, after all, it's magic. Why not secret passages and switches too? Not like he's coming up with anything. He's not brute forcing it. He ain't that strong.
Alex will also start looking around. And she wants to try and maybe think of this in the terms of, if I was going to hide a piece of secret knowledge, like, how would I lock it away?
Okay. Shriek. Then I would like you to make me a resolve an investigation with Alex's help if she has a dot.
Indeed.
And no, I don't have a specialty in investigations, and resolve's not my best, but we'll end up seeing what we can find.
Mm-hmm.
2 successes.
You do find a sort of mechanism on the sort of frame of the weapons vault that has been that doesn't seem to function anymore because the wooden panel is more or less just kind of leaned up against it. It's not really in the grooves of the floor anymore. It simply has been the wooden panel has been removed from whatever mechanism was behind keeping it locked. So Aaron is aware, it seems, that these devices would be present. This particular the vault with the weapons doesn't seem to have any kind of magical etchings in it though, and so in looking at it, this was simply a mundane switch that was deactivated and opened. It makes sense that there would be others of a similar variety in this location, but it's hidden in a space well enough that you would have to directly touch the frame in order to get the switch to deactivate. Which is, if there is a switch on the other crawl space that's blocked right now with the ward, might mean you would lose an arm. If Alex's hypothesis is correct.
Great. So, it says aloud, near as I can figure, one of us is going to have to put an arm in and lose it and potentially more to the wood chipper. Just to have a chance at it. Rock, paper, scissors?
Alex looks at her own mangled hand. It's already badly damaged.
What's your point?
What if I applied the already injured arm?
I'm only speculating, but I gotta presume some things just don't grow back. Now, there's a thought.
We have a tendency of returning to our normal self. Some rituals remove body parts, which we can grow back in time. Why not an arm? Or a leg?
Then by all means.
It's worth it.
I agree. It is worth your arm. Go ahead.
She is going to try and open this switch with her already injured arm.
Make a dex athletics.
Oh, God. All the ones that I'm not good at. But
It's 2 successes, which is not enough. You will take 1 other point of aggravated health damage, and you are not able to flip the switch.
damn it.
Is that athletics?
Dex and athletics? Yep.
After taking a moment to end up checking in on Alex, seeing her arm at this point, I imagine, resembling more of a charred skeletal remain than an actual living arm.
And most of her forearm has gone to dust, and all the way up to her shoulder is burned, and maybe half of her chest, you can't tell.
You know, that looks like it stinks.
And
Just a bit.
she was screaming the whole time.
He just looks at it, and then it looks at this potential switch, then looks back to her. Looks back to the switch, looks back to her. Oh, this is not going to go well. I want you to know, Alex, I hate you for this. I hate you from the bottom of my dead fucking heart. Gonna attempt.
Dex athletics.
Dex athletics, rouse the blood. Oh, thank God, I'm gonna need that for healing later.
Damn.
That is a 5.
Do you want to fish for a crit?
I do. I want to fish for a crit. So. No crits, but it does bring it up to 6.
Okay. You will take your 1 point of aggravated health damage.
Okay.
And you feel like the switch might have clicked. But it doesn't automatically move, if that's what you were expecting.
Oh, that is just disappointing. Okay. So, got that going. Oh, yeah. Oh.
While Shriek is doing this, Alex is going to focus on trying to reduce the amount of damage that she's taken.
By healing a point?
For aggravated, I do believe it's 2 rouses, isn't it?
Nope, 3.
3.
Yep.
All right.
Next 2.
Here's.
There you go. Ooh,
Oh.
Alex, it's making you very, very hungry to be able to restore some
damn.
of what your arm was. And it's like you're trying to force the vitae through veins that normally would simply be an atrophy. You know, cycling vitae through your already dead veins is easy-ish enough, but these are the charred remains of your circulatory system, and while that might not be painful for a human, oh, it hurts to try and force yourself to repair that tissue, and it makes you hungry and hungry and hungry. I knew this is this deep emptiness in your gut now.
She lets out a legitimate growl of pain as she's trying to force these tissues to grow back.
Your shoulder to your elbow is mostly restored. You still don't have a hand.
And she is so damn hungry. I can only hope that what's behind that friggin' door is worth. Even still, just the ward itself, like gold. Perhaps we should try the crowbar again.
Yeah, that sounds great. Sounds great. Ow. He pulls the crowbar and tries to place it. He's putting his body weight on it using this useless arm. And as Alex gets into position, Alex, this is reminding me of a book.
Which one?
A Farewell to Arms. As he rouses the blood, he's gonna try and push that goddamn door.
It would be a strength athletics this time, -1 for your debility.
Oh god, which is off. Yeah, all right.
So you have your rouse +2, and the fact you're missing most of your arm is -1.
You gotta be kidding me. Oh. Only one success.
Only one success. That is not going to do it. And since there is a 1 in your hunger dice, that is going to be a bestial failure.
Oh, no.
Which means you're under a compulsion. And I think the only appropriate compulsion going on right now is that hunger for knowledge. That deep-rooted, the sort of...
The brain itch.
The sort of itch to learn something of a secret about something or someone that just won't go away. You had a hard enough time getting those kinds of itches to go away when you were mortal. It's even worse now. You need to know. You need to know something.
I need to know.
And you're at a -2 dice penalty to any other roll that doesn't gain you information.
Oh boy.
Can I just say I hate this? Oh man.
You can say whatever you want, darling. I have lost way too much to end up getting through now. Shriek's looking for anything that he thinks might make this easier, as it's very clear that Alex and Shriek are not designed for this kind of painstaking labor. Emphasis on the pain.
Only I had a phone. Only I had a damn phone.
So what do you do?
There's weaponry upstairs, right?
Well, it's in the same basement, but yes.
What kind of weaponry are we talking? Like just guns or like?
Well, there's a couple of guns, some of which are high caliber for their size. Very, very wide sort of nozzle on these guns. You've never seen a pistol like this before. You see supplies for flammable, very flammable liquids.
Let's not do that.
Some stakes.
Coffee.
Mm-hmm.
There is one weapon that Aaron leaves at the church.
I don't remember what
Um,
it was. If you would message that for me.
The shotgun.
The sawed-off shotgun that has the Winters family name engraved, passed down from his grandfather to his father to him.
Yes, that is also there. Also
family heirloom.
Also seems to have a wider muzzle than a shotgun ought to. Maybe the reason why it's shot off.
Alex is gonna go and get the shotgun.
You do see a variety of different ammunition also here. Some rather very large shotgun shells. You do see, obviously, some stakes, the flammable liquids, some cloths, some jars, some... just a sundry of different things that all look like they would either horribly maim or set something on fire.
She just wants to aim this thing at the door and blow it open, like.
Okay.
So the goal is to pick something that is not going to potentially set her and Shriek on fire.
Okay.
Hey Shriek, do you know anything about guns?
Not the kind of pistols I'm used to handling.
So you're telling me that you can't even load a gun?
He holds up the broken remains of this, like, charred thing that once used to be his other arm.
And Alex, you're kind of handling this all one-armed yourself.
What do you want me to do? Reload it with my teeth? I'm talented, but not that talented.
Well, I mean, I figured you'd had enough practice with your tongue, but...
So, what do you do?
That was good. I like usually like, there would be like this quick like turn it around moment, but no, that was good. I can't. Shriek would have come up with something I can't. There's a deep throat choke in there somewhere, but
witty remark, blah blah blah, etc. etc. Continue. What do you do?
Look, we're both crippled. So I figure you use your hand and I'll use my hand and we'll have a pair. Hopefully.
yes, I'm handling another barrel.
Question is, do either of you have a dot in firearms?
No.
Then you wouldn't even know how to open the gun to load it.
a pair of idiots.
I'm this close to just biting the door. But then I would be able to pass to the rest of my kin. I'm the wanting to keep my uniqueness.
Look. Okay. I think at this point,
we need to get in there.
How do? She's just gonna like poke the door with the gun. It's an annoyed jab.
No response.
She wasn't expecting a response. It was just something.
Yeah.
Thinking about it, Alex is a lot smarter than I am. Is there any roll that I can make that may potentially give me some idea of how to get this damn door open?
Well, you're on the right track. You just haven't managed to do it yet.
Just prying it with the crowbar.
It might take a great deal more strength, but at least the locking mechanism's unswitched. Potentially. It might move given enough force.
So what you're telling me is that we need a certain big lug to get his butt over here.
Well, anyone stronger than you two noodles.
Right.
At this point, it's just like observing the door, trying and figuring out if there's another mechanism. He's
eyeballing it. Yeah,
he's eyeballing it like a grand old enemy.
There is nothing.
I will kill you.
There is nothing else new that you learn by simply using your eyes.
Yeah.
Trick, you wouldn't happen to have a form of contact to our lovely Ventru, would you?
Same number he gave you.
No phone.
Ah, yes. Alex still hasn't replaced your phone.
Nope. She's been relying on her shop phone.
I will. Yeah, I guess I will. I will end up making the call.
All right.
Pulls his cell phone out of this plastic Ziploc bag. He's got to open with his teeth because one hand is barely working.
It functions like a paperweight right now.
Too.
Yep.
Piles it over and hands it to Alex before there's even an answer. Like he wants no part of this. He wants to focus on this door.
In the meantime, Aaron and Dorian, you, my friends, would have been at a junkyard, kind of perusing to see if you can find something of value to see if you can start getting to work again, or something to that effect when it comes to a certain kind of van. Looking for a box truck, maybe a moving truck of some kind that maybe has been decommissioned for you to swipe, to add as part of your personal collection permanently. So, with you two doing that, I would like you to make... Well, I'm going to call for 2 separate roles, actually. Dorian, you're going to be talking to, I suppose, the junkyard's manager to see if you can drum up something to ask them for some direction. So I'm going to call that a charisma and persuasion. Dorian. Oh. Yeah, you're muted if you're talking to us.
Oh, no, I have not said anything yet, sorry.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Alright, that is 3.
Yep, that's
You know
4.
what?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to willpower for another 3 to see. I want to grease the wheels and get the best deal that we can.
Okay. Ooh.
Alright.
That's a beautiful number. That's 6.
Yeah, that's 6.
Okay. I think that's pretty greased, very greased wheels in that particular regard. The person knows of a box truck that has recently been added to the pile. The engine might not work 100%. That's why it was junked. But
We can fix that.
you're free to take it if you want it, and he'll give it to you for a good deal. It's just a matter of getting to the damn thing, because it's kind of been put in the pile where things are gonna get crushed. In the morning, of course. So now it's just a matter of getting it to where you want to put it.
Well, how about this? Mr. Resner, if you could convince this gentleman to either go ahead and move some of those vehicles with the crane over there, or loan me the keys.
Well,
I'll see if I can...
He's perfectly fine using the crane to get it to move to a place where you can pick it up. Do you have a way of towing it?
I'm sure I could arrange that.
Because that's gonna take some towing. So
I imagine that could be gone out of petty cash of what I have on me.
yeah,
Tow jobs aren't that expensive.
no, not that expensive at all.
Must be nice being able to hand wave these problems.
And waive these monetary problems. No, yeah, that's
Hey, hey, I spec'd in the fuck you resources for a reason.
Fair enough. It's about after that negotiation with the to get the really good deal on the decommissioned and basically useless box truck at this moment, that you get the call from Shriek's phone, Dorian.
Ah. It isn't one of my favorite people.
Well, that's not who you expect, fortunately.
Oh,
Mr.
the answer
Resner,
still stands.
do you currently have Aaron with you?
Yes, we are currently running some errands. Has something come up?
Look, I have found something in his basement, and we need a little brute force.
The phone is glitching a little bit because you are in proximity to Aaron a little bit.
Okay, I can barely hear you, dear, but I think I'm getting the gist of it. We will be along shortly.
Thank you.
And the call ends.
Yeah, of course I'll hang up.
Aaron is helping with getting the truck loaded onto the pickup. He's setting up all of the chains and strapping everything down, making sure it's steady, slaps the vehicle. Oh, load it up.
Excellent. We have to go by your humble abode. Alex needs a little bit of help at your place. They have found she has found something that she needs some. She said she needed some muscle to help with.
No, I definitely took down the traps.
But they just called.
I get that. I'm just trying to remember. Thought I definitely disengaged door trap. That was the thing. But even then, it's just a little crossbow with a stake. Shouldn't be too trouble pulling that out. Oh well. Let's go see what it is.
Yeah, I don't think it was that. I think they found something new. But it should be able to get over there.
Something new. Giddy is a kid in a candy shop. Let's go.
I'll hop into the side of the truck.
All right.
And the poor thing. Aaron starts up the truck, and one of the headlights goes out. Just like the left one.
And the tow truck is taking this box truck, wherever it is that you designated. They have been tipped fairly well as a result for that. So the box truck is going wherever you want to go, have it designated to go, and you both are headed over to Aaron's domicile. And I believe that is where we're going to pick up for next session, because I do have an early start tomorrow morning, so I do have to. But we will come back to the rest of this puzzle next time.
How dare. Leaving us on a cliffhanger.
I'm sorry. I've got to be in bed here fairly soon.
Acceptable.
I was going to
For
say
now.
a quick step away, and then all of a sudden it's like, where are they? Okay.
Well, with that being said, we have some end of session stuff to do. Well, we will be continuing the same night the next time. So we'll be picking up from there. So if there was any willpower that you gained back as a result of desire, or as a result of the movement towards your ambition, you may recover willpower for that. You will Shriek still continue the same compulsion, because it will still be the same scene. So you just want to make sure to mark that down, because I am likely to forget. But yeah, that's how we'll pick up things next time.
I met it. I got a suit.
Yeah.
It's not Tremere knowledge, but oh my god, I love this!
Hell yeah. Perfect. Beautiful.
Coffee, the terrible prompt. I'm like, whatever you put in that building, I'll buy it an experience. And so that's what we're working with right now. This is a surprise.
You're welcome.
Secrets!
Secrets upon secrets. So, that's things I have to work out on my end. As to the equivalent in dots, I will be asking you to put on your sheet next time, because that's not the case just yet, because Aaron's not aware of it.
No, he's not.
But we get to move on to some experience. So everyone at the table gets their 1 for showing up. And I had all 4 of my cast members come in today, so thank you guys so much for playing. I'm glad to have sufficiently created a puzzle for you to solve that Alexandra is willing to spend half of her physical health on.
Yes!
That was an incredible scene. I'm like over here, like, what is the definition of insanity?
Look, Alex will do anything for that little piece of knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is
Including
the
put
first
herself
time
into
that's ever been displayed.
put herself into harm's way, a character flaw she is known for. Now, she will put herself in harm's way for the littlest nugget of knowledge.
Oh my god.
She is a Tremere through and through.
Oh yes.
This is her wheelhouse.
Oh yes. Yes, indeedy. All right. So now we're going to talk about some roleplay prompts. I think somebody was meant to get the poll started, unless I don't have a mod with me tonight. Then I will have to do it myself. But let's talk roleplay prompts. Who had moved the plot?
I'm gonna say Aaron.
For to why?
Okay. He gave that wonderful nugget to Alex, which has then set off a bunch of stuff for Tremere, for Alex and Shriek, and he's also involved in the stuff that's currently happening. Dorian. But that's, yeah.
I almost want to say, I want to either give it to Dorian or Alex as my vote. Dorian, because he's setting up a very interesting little political scheme.
Hey, he's trying to wheel and deal.
Yeah, literally wheeling and dealing. And Alex, because by technicalities, Aaron would not have probably brought up the Haven if it wasn't for the fact that she brought up her thing with occultism.
The fact that she has a specialty piqued his curiosity.
Yeah. A lot of it was hand wave scenes, but Dorian did. I'm going to vote for Dorian because he set some stuff up tonight, and he's setting things up.
Sorry if you feel like I shortchanged you just a little bit.
No. I got the good scene with Shriek in the beginning, so I'm happy with that.
Oh,
I got to make Shriek feel things.
So what'd you think, Derek? What's your take on all of this? Oh, you're muted.
You muted.
I want that fucking door open.
You want that fucking door open. Let's see who
That's
is.
what we're all thinking. What's in the box?
And if I don't get the best line for that, I'm going to be upset.
My best line.
I'm so sure that I have the best line. It's been a long time.
Yeah, mine got vetoed because Mox said that wasn't one of the books there.
Well,
I don't care. It still made Joel laugh. That's all I care about.
So what's the consensus? Who moved the plot?
I'm gonna end up giving that to Dresner.
Dresner.
D.
Yes.
Dresner.
Right. 3 votes for Dresner.
Dorian, it is.
D-Rez.
Hey, I have a character named D-Rez. All right. Well, now that we know who moved the plot, who had our best scene?
It's definitely with Shriek and Alex. That shit was funny.
I was gonna give it to Shriek, not only for that scene with Alex, but also that whole scene with Dorian and receiving the car. Like,
The feels.
all I want to do is give Shriek a
And the
hug.
feels he had afterwards. Yep.
Mm-hmm. I'm going for Derek for that one.
Unanimous then. Shriek, you
Yay.
made people feel things today.
It's been a while.
It's
Wow.
been a while. Best line.
Farewell to arms.
I figured you had enough practice with your tongue, Alex. I screamed.
You know what though? I think that's the first time Derek has not had something to come back at that with.
Oh,
That's what making this a tough choice.
Yeah. Witty remark, blah 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 blah.
Honestly, I'm split between them, so
if you could say something else, Derek.
you know what? I will hand it to Alex. Hand it to Alex.
To Alex.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And the only reason is because I took a peek at the audience poll.
Yeah, me too.
And
someone might be a
made
favorite.
it official, but
I mean,
Shriek is.
Hey,
Shriek
someone
is
likes me.
Shriek is about to hit the apex of his character growth as far as stat sheets.
okay.
That doesn't change.
Well,
there's one thing I was hoping to be able to do. It's been this little thing in the back of my brain I've been holding off because of the way Shriek is. It's too goddamn perfect.
Perfect.
I'm gonna give it to Alex and hope that the chat doesn't screw me last minute. Chat didn't screw me last minute. So.
Nope, Storm's Fate was the one
you.
who made absolute certain that Shriek was the favorite tonight. So thank you, Storm's Fate, for spending the channel points.
Okay. I now have my total experience for the Chronicle. Nice.
Hey, I'm just happy one person liked me.
Beautiful. Nicely done. Well, thank you, my players. Is there any expenditures tonight?
I do. I have an expenditure. I'm angry that I'm going to make the expenditure and for it to happen now, while it might be appropriate as awakening a power, I would like to grab Potence.
Grabbing Potence too.
It's almost like the frustration of not being able to open that damn door.
Yes, is causing
has
that
surged your blood.
Surged your blood to fester within you, and you will walk away. You will walk away with Potence. Are you taking Prowess as your level 2 power?
Yes, I am taking. Yeah, I think that's a fair one.
Prowess it is. You have surged the strength within you.
He is pissed about this pickle jar lid.
Yep. You're tired of having to ask somebody else to open your pickle jars. Mr. Noodle Arms in fishnets.
Yeah, I make this look good.
Yeah, he do.
I don't know what that's like. I've made some things twist off that weren't made to be twist off, so.
Boy.
We're live, so I'm gonna keep my comment to myself.
Yeah.
The joke is we're screwed.
Oh man, that was such a good session.
Yes, very good session. Even if it has had to be, a bit brief because I do have obligations in the morning. But
how dare?
But that means that you guys have plenty of time to go and watch the VODs on YouTube if you've missed something. And this particular VOD will also be uploaded in 2 parts because OBSY. One of the many times that I forget to locally record and have a VOD to upload instead. But we'll come to it. It's fine.
Check out the full video on YouTube. CoffeeCat Presents.
Yes. I do have a YouTube, CoffeeCat Presents. So you should go and check that out. I will link it in the chat. And if you're...
Check out our previous chronicles too.
Yes, because San Antonio by Night and all of the following chronicles are linked together in the same world. So if you want to know more about the extended universe of this chronicle amongst Macabre Derek's chronicles as well, twitch.tv/Macabre Derek, because I will shout that bro out because he's a great streamer as well. So Derek, what you got coming up, in the near future? Tell us a little bit about some future chronicles.
So right now I am doing the prep work for Winnipeg by Night. I'm hoping to get confirmation on the last person to be involved in the chronicle.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to end up jumping back to where it all began, because the first chronicle I started running online was Winnipeg by Night. And after over a decade of not having to end up going back, we are going back to the cesspool that is the murder capital of Canada itself.
Oh boy.
After being freed from the Camarilla influence, I have a huge asterisk there in the corner. The Anarchs have taken it over. It is now an Anarch-free province, so to hope. But all is not well within the Peg City. So we're going to end up seeing on what happens there. As a new coterie, a new Anarch gang starts to end up making its presence known within the snow-covered cityscape that is Winnipeg.
Very nice indeed. I'm looking forward to that myself. So you definitely should follow Derek, because he's doing, prep work like he said, and eventually on Sundays at 7 p.m. Central, we will be doing a Session 0 and the Chronicle thereafter. And so you should tune in for that. If you are watching on YouTube and have not followed either of us on Twitch, you really should, at twitch.tv/CoffeeCat Presents, as well as my buddy Derek at twitch.tv/Macabre Derek. With that being said, you can also join the Discord, because that is where I most of the time notify anyone who's watching the Discord about when I'm going live. I forgot to do that today, actually, but you all seem to follow along anyway, so thank you guys so much for coming along with us. We did have some new follows and some new subscribers coming in, so we'll have that at the end of the credits. But with all of that, we are coming to a close for tonight. We will find a lovely person to raid, and I want to wish you all a very good night. Say good night, everybody.
Good night.
I just would like a round of applause from Shriek and Alex. Oh wait, they can't.
Wow.